How long you guys been married?
For 5 years, over 5 years. Yeah, I was giving a class to about 4,000 kids. I thought I would be alone. He showed up and I was just like, wow, who is this handsome guy? But he messed up.
Any cultural difference when you guys dating?
I feel like Chinese guys are always worried about if you're cold. I never had a Western man ask me if I'm wearing enough, like constantly. And it's not just Chinese men, it's Chinese people. They are so worried about if I'm cold.
How was your parents felt when you first told them you're going to marry a foreign wife?
An American girl from Louisiana arrived in China thinking it would be just a one-year adventure. 6 years later, she's still here, now settled in Beijing with a family of her own. Her husband, Kevin, is a proud Beijing local who has never lived abroad but speaks remarkably fluent English. Together, they are raising two adorable mixed-culture kids and building a life in the heart of China's capital. But how did their story begin? Who made the first move in their love story? And what cultural differences did they encounter during those first conversations? Let's dive into their journey.
So, thank you guys very much for the time. Can you guys introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is B. Rose, and I am from Louisiana in the States, and I have been living in Beijing for about 6 years.
I'm Kevin Hu. I'm B. Rose's husband. I'm a Beijing local. I've been living in China, Beijing for my whole life, which is like 32 years. And I'm an influencer.
How long you guys been married?
For 5 years, over 5 years.
How long have you guys met each other?
6 years.
Oh, wow.
So we got married very fast.
That's cute. So, Kevin, where did you learn English? Have you traveled abroad, live abroad?
When I'm in the university, I just waste a lot of time, you know, like on TV shows and movies. That's why my English sounds like this.
So yeah, he never lived abroad. His English is just this dope.
Okay. So, I have a first question. And why did you move to China?
So I was working for a company in the States teaching children one-on-one classes, and they offered me to move to China, and I said yes, and I came here, and the rest is just my love story, really, because I said I would only live here for 1 year, but I met him and I fell in love, and yeah, here I am.
That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet each other?
So we used to be co-workers, and we in a different department, but sometimes we'll meet each other. So there's one chance we have an opportunity to work together. I'm just a tech guy, you know, IT guy.
I was a teacher. Yeah, I was giving a class to about 4,000 kids. And I was in the small room, and he was the guy who helped. I thought I would be alone, but he showed up, and I was just like, wow, who is this handsome guy? He's so sweet, so charming. But he messed up because he didn't ask me for my number. I had to make the first move. I think Chinese guys are really, really shy. So luckily, I was brave enough, and I was like, I can't let him slip through my fingers. So yeah, I got his WeChat, not his number.
So she asked me first.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna ask like who hit on who first.
Me.
So how did you feel about when she first hit on you? How does it feel?
It feels unique. Usually, you know, I have to do the first move. No matter I was in high school, in university, or go to work. You know, actually go to be like a real man, like not a student anymore. All the time I have to ask the girl out first. But this time it's quite weird to me because I never get...
Weird in a good way, right?
Yeah, weird in a good way. Sometimes I would just feel like I'm not that confident. Not just because I don't trust myself. I just feels like foreign women and Chinese guy it's just not that... not a common...
Not super common.
Not a common...
Occurrence?
Yeah.
So how does that feel right now for you as a Chinese guy dating married to a American woman?
The feelings married a white woman?
American
woman? American white woman? She's very nice. She's very kind, and she always thinking about me. She always stand in my position and thinking about my feelings. So I feel like somebody really got my back. So she would take care of my feelings too. So that's the most important thing to, you know, have a happy marriage because we understand each other and we will support each other. That's the most important thing, I think. So I think she did a good job on that part. And also we have like 2 babies. You know, it's a hard task for parents to take care of 2 babies in the same time. And I can say like we did a good job, like on working each other. Not just taking care of each other, have to take care of the baby too. So it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard, but we managed it good.
That's cute. What about you? How's it feel like married to a Chinese man?
So being married to a Chinese man is wonderful because he is always trying to take care of me, always trying to make sure I have enough food or I'm warm, just in whatever way taken care of. And he's really kind and really patient. Yeah, I've dated Western men in the past, and I feel like they're just not as kind. But maybe that's just a him thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a Chinese thing.
Okay.
Chinese thing.
Before you guys meet each other, before you guys date each other, would you guys ever expect it? You would be married to someone from the West and from the East?
Never. I mean, I thought I would live here for 1 year. And my mom, I told her, okay, I'm going to move there for a year. I'll be back. And she loves to remind me of that. She's like, it's been a year. When are you coming back? So yeah, I never saw this in the cards. But I think that's what's important in life, to just kind of go with the flow.
I tried before. My ex-girlfriend before her, she's a German girl, and due to the long distance relationship, it's hard to maintain. So she's living in Germany, and I was living here, so it couldn't make it. But when I met her, she's technically she's living here, and no matter how long she could decide to stay, but she stayed for me, for our relationship. I really appreciate that. So, what's the question again?
Did you ever think you would be with a Western woman?
Yeah, right.
Seems
right.
like you dated Western women.
So I had experience before,
Yes.
but it doesn't went well because of the long distance relationships. But we're different. We're co-worker back then, so I didn't worry about that. But I still like pretty surprised to meet a co-worker and then become two lovers.
Any cultural difference when you guys dating?
That's a good question. So
Let's talk about like when you guys first start dating.
I would say the food thing, like in the States, you order one dish per person, and that's like your dish. You eat that. But in China, it's communal, so you all will share something. So that was something I had to get used to. Also, I feel like Chinese guys are always worried about if you're cold. I never had a Western man ask me if I'm wearing enough, like constantly. And it's not just Chinese men, it's Chinese people. They are so worried about if I'm cold. I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. What about you?
Till this day, till this morning, I still asking you to wearing this green
Yes.
jacket because I think you're not wearing enough.
Yes.
It's 5 degrees out there.
Every
man.
day I get it.
Usually when I take her out, I still need to wonder about does the food is just fit her or not, because sometimes there's something she doesn't eat, and I guess it's because she doesn't. It's not because she doesn't trust it. It's just totally different than the States. There's a lot of stuff she never
Exotic
met.
things.
She never met in her life.
Yes.
Like Chinese veggies, green veggies, and seafood and meat, and there's a lot of parts she doesn't eat. So I think the food culture is totally different.
Yes.
Compared to the States, we eat a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's the bigger part. And also, speaking of checking out, I guess when we finish our food, we need to pay
Yeah.
the bill. We need to
Yes.
pay the bill, right? And usually we will split the bill. Yeah, because that's a little bit different than China, right? I guess like some people, like usually when couples try to hang out together, I guess the man always pay the bill. We're different. We're a little bit different. So we still like
Keep it
respect.
equal.
I still respect her culture. So we usually would split the bill, right? Split the bill.
Yeah.
Man.
Besides all that, what's the hardest part when you guys first start dating about the cultural difference?
Definitely being misunderstood, because his English is great, my Chinese is just okay-ish. So some things definitely slip through the cracks sometimes. So there will be miscommunications, and then that can cause arguments. But luckily, we both want to work through those, so we will just make sure that we understand one another. Because there have been some things that he said that will be hurtful, but he doesn't know that they're hurtful because it's something he's heard like in a show or a movie. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just have to check, like, how did you mean that? What did you mean by that? And usually it's not like the bad thing that I think he means. So I just have to check in with him.
It's really someone finally say that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess I just continue like what you said, because there's a lot of times I just feel like when I try to speak the words out, it doesn't go through my brain. It just feels like a deja vu. Like I watch it somewhere, like TV shows and movies, so I know how to use it. But based on the translations, maybe the Chinese translation is not not that severe, not that serious. So I try to use it in the same time, but in the between us, like it's just hard to I guess it's just too hard, I guess.
Like, for example, good for you. In English, you say that in a sarcastic way, but he meant it in a very sincere way, like, good for you. And I'm like, whoa, how do you mean that? Good for you is not like a very nice, like, good for you, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, he doesn't mean it like that.
Okay, I actually thought good for you is like, the way he mean it.
No, I mean, it can be, I guess, but the way that
Not
I know it,
anymore,
it's not very nice. Like, good for you.
How was your parents felt when you first told them you're going to marry a foreign wife?
I guess they traditional kind of Beijing parents. They prefer me looking for a first Chinese girl. Second has to be a Beijing local girl because they thinking about like the parents-in-law kind of stuff. It's hard to visit them, I guess, due to the Chinese New Year and all kind of important festivals and holidays is going to be making a lot of troubles. They heard a lot of fight is because of that, mother-in-law and stuff. Like a lot of dramas online. Like go check Douyin. There's a lot of stuff online just talking about like how the woman can fit in the household, the family, just because of the parents-in-law. So my parents weren't about that. That's their first problems with me. But when they met B-Rose, I guess they shocked. I mean, she's really nice. She respect them in their own ways, which is the Chinese traditional way. Like she brought stuff,
Yes.
not like the Western way. Like she will always bring gift to them. Like every time they go, like every time they what's it called? Every time they come to us.
Yeah. Come
Every
visit
time
us.
you visit
Yes.
my parents, she always bring gifts
Yes.
and stuff. Like they just feels like she really try to learn the Chinese culture, Chinese what's it called, traditional rules and stuff.
Just, yeah, the rules, culture,
The rules like
way to do things.
you don't need to say it, but you have to know what to do.
Yes. Know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, respect the elders and stuff. It's just the basic stuff, principal stuff. So she did it. She did a really good job. Let them feel like there's no difference between her and a Chinese girl. So I guess they just totally accept her.
How will you feel like first time meeting his parents?
They're amazing. They're lovely. I have heard some horror stories about Western women being married to Chinese men and their relationship with their family, and I just have it so lucky because his parents treat me like a daughter, and they have treated me so well from day one. I am so lucky. They're so sweet, so inviting. They always make sure I'm fed. They're always thinking about me. They always want to bring me places. We always have like photo shoots when we're together, take lots of pictures. Yeah, his family is amazing. So from day one.
Let's talk about the reality of life. So what's the hardest part of being married as an international couple living in China?
Definitely for me is that my family lives so far away. To go back to Louisiana, where I'm from, it takes like an entire day. And also, not only that, the time difference, there's 14 hours. So that means when we go there, everything is totally backwards. So I can adapt easily, but my kids, they struggle. So that's something to think about. It's definitely the distance. My family, they're too far away.
For me, I guess I'm the lucky guy because she's with me. She just give up her life in the States and come to me and live with me in Beijing. It's just hard for her. So sometimes I guess she's just a little bit homesick. They call homesick, right? So she miss her family. But I'll try to do like as much as I can. Like we
He
try
does.
to save more money, and then we can go back to her family. Like especially with the important holidays for her, like Christmas and New Year stuff.
Yeah,
So
the holidays can feel really lonely, but he makes them very special.
Wow.
He
Yeah.
definitely tries.
We try to, decorate the house
He
with
goes
the
above and beyond.
Christmas tree and stuff. Like
Yes.
just try to bring her culture in the family too. Like make her feel like home. For me, I guess just try to make her feel like she's not alone. I got her
sweet.
back.
He's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
I have last two questions. So first one is so what content you guys making for like what content are you guys making?
So right now we are shooting travel vlogs and also stuff about China because I think the West is really misinformed about China, and I want to clear the air. I want to tell people what the truth is, and beyond that, about our family, because I think our family is really unique and really special. So people want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you guys share the same account or you guys have separately?
The same account. So the one on YouTube is called B Rose in China, Beerose in China, and then the one on Bilibili is going to be Kevin Rose, Cavinrose.
Okay, I will tag that. Okay. So last question. What's your advice for your fellow American women or like any Western girls, like any foreign women want to marry to a Chinese husband? What's your advice?
Go for it. You won't regret it.
Come on, tell us more.
What do you want to know?
Like something like they should be mentally like prepared or physically, financially, anything.
Just make sure that you get along with the mother-in-law, because that's the biggest problem that I see in relationships between Western women and Chinese men. The problem with the wife and the mother-in-law. It can really break the relationship. So for me and my mother-in-law, we're like besties. So
What's your secret?
just be kind and be patient and try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Just think about what they're going through. I don't like fighting, so life's too short. Don't fight. Just be peaceful. Be water.
Thank you. Yes. What about you, Karen?
I guess still the cultural differences. If you can understand like why the Chinese parents think like that, then maybe there won't be like bad fights between their lives, because the Chinese, like the old generation Chinese, they go through like a really bad age, like it's poor. Sometimes like they can't even afford food back then. But the Americans, I guess it's totally different. Like it's just hard back in the day. So
What would you tell a Western woman?
when
What about-
you understand.
Yeah.
What about like what's your advice for Chinese friends who wants to marry to a Western or foreign woman?
Oh, I saw you talking about like I still like try to continue with your views.
I want you to answer that as well.
Advice for Chinese:
Who want to be
men.
with a Western woman?
Don't cheat.
Oh, okay.
That's the most important thing, right?
Right.
Like you have to be genuine to her, and also you have to respect her culture, and also you have to don't cheat, don't lie, and respect her culture.
Like, how would you recommend somebody who never been travel, who never, probably barely speak English, want to date a Western woman?
Should they learn English or?
Yeah, I think learning English is very important. It's a basic needs. Otherwise, you can't communicate to each other, because communication is very important. Otherwise, you can't understand each other, because the culture is totally different. It's the way they think, the way they act, the way they do things is just totally different in the States. So you have to learn their languages, and then you can communicate with them. I think learning English is the most important thing.
Good advice. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Okay.
Thank
yeah.
you.
This is the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Follow the channel.